Good morning. Hit the record button early. Check and see if I'm broadcasting. Well, we talked about it this morning, or yesterday morning. Snowpocalypse. Everything is we're all going to die because of the snowstorm here in St. Louis. So far, a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie. You go outside and just look, and there's like a dusting. That could be a dusting of ice. It could be. I'm not going out. Not going out there. But what? What? I mean, we have front-wheel drive cars. We have all-wheel drive cars. We have the science that should be able to figure out how to take care of a road. And yet, the whole philosophy has changed for being outside, going to work. It's so strange. And I don't know, like once you lose that get after it spirit, does it ever come back? And I'm talking about for the entire society as a whole. I mean, it used to, when I was growing up, if you were sick, okay, you didn't want to spread your disease to other people, but you went to work. I mean, if you couldn't function, then you don't. That's okay. But I mean, short of like really, really sick, you go to work. Schools had perfect attendance. You'd get perfect attendance if you went. You get an award at the end of the year, probably a pizza party. That's gone. And as far as going to work, you drove to work in rear-wheel drive cars in 1970. Like that. It just didn't go like this. You'd never call off school the day before. You'd never tell people to not come to work the day before because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, and then I think about like, well, look at technology. Look at how much better things are now. Look at how fast we can communicate with each other. That should be all the more reason why we really, really investigate. Why is it that we do this? I can remember my mom was a teacher. They had a phone tree. So the principal or superintendent would call the person below that person, and that person would call the person below that person. And in that way, everybody got the information that school was closed. And normally it came at about 5 in the morning or 5:30. There's no phone tree anymore. I suspect the teachers just find out at the same time that the kids do. We used to watch local news because they would show what schools are canceled on the list. And sometimes we would find out there ahead of anything else. And because I went to Afton High School, Afton was first on the list. I mean, way up there. I guess some school like Academy of this and something like, but we were really up there. And so we would watch, and then it would cycle through alphabetically. And then if we weren't on there, we would hope that we would be on there next, like the next round. And then back then, if there's a certain school district that would be closing, we would always think, well, if they close, we've got to close because they're close to us or something like that. Now, last night I got probably 5 or 6. I don't know exactly the time because I was working late last night, but 5 or 6, I got a text and a phone call, and a voicemail about Afton's going to close the schools for today. And, I can see the arguments now. It's like, well, your kid needs daycare. You need to set that up, I guess. Or, I don't know. We can't have one child be injured in a snowstorm or in a car accident. It's not worth it. Okay. I mean, it's just like the world's you're not going back. Okay, we're not going back to the times where people, and some people say that's great. Just I don't know. I don't know. It's strange to me because the more communication, the more ability we have to link with each other. It seems like I don't know, like we kind of create a mass hysteria in the sense that like I've been worried about this storm since Saturday, and now that it's here, it's kind of like a bummer. It's not nearly what I'm picturing. I mean, I'm picturing like feet of snow, not. I mean, right now I don't even think it's snowing at all outside. I got a text from my mom. She said that the big snow's coming tonight. Be ready. Now, I will say the weather pattern is an odd thing today. I mean, it was 60 degrees yesterday. Now it's like 25. I think it's actually 20. That's a big drop. But I don't know. I mean, I'm I'm stuck at home. I'm not going to show houses today. I'm not going to go anywhere. It's like here I am. So I don't know where you are. You could be in California. You could be in Florida. You could be somewhere where it's not snowing, or where people aren't scared to death that it's going to snow. It must be nice. How are you? I don't ask that enough. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't interact with the chat enough because, well, there's no one there. 65th consecutive live stream today. What have I learned? Not much. Not much. I do the live stream, and if people want to come and watch it when we do it, that's good. And then what I've found is most people wait for days. Like I'm gonna watch a recap of a live stream like a month from now and sit through the whole thing, which is impressive because I don't know that I would do that. I mean, I would watch like today's. I'll watch it again because I have to do the highlights if there are any. It's hard to do highlights when there's nothing that fun. But we'll make it a little more fun over time. We had that one weird day where there was like 4 people on the chat. That was kind of like, what? What? My YouTube videos, out of the last 3, one I got way over 20 views, like 21. And then the second video got 2 views, which was terrible. And then the third video is up at like 7 or 8 views right now. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I mean, the only thing that I can kind of work with now is if you know who I am, which none of you do. My name is John Schenk. I'm a real estate broker in South County, which is basically Afton, Melville, Oakville, Bayless area, Limay, maybe, in Missouri. It's a suburb of St. Louis. And yeah, I live stream every day, put out podcasts. We don't really have any guests because no one's watching. It'll come. Don't worry. But anyway, so I went on YouTube this morning before we started, and honestly, I don't know how other people do it, but when I look at the homepage and I'm not like logged in, I mean, it's just a mess of different topics, and my brain can't figure it out. Like, there's like something like how to kill a mouse, and then North Korea is bad, and then like you should trade crypto, and it's like too much stimulation. So to me, the way to do it is like you should have people know who you are so that they can go find you. And that's kind of what I'm going with. I mean, I don't think I'm going to show up on the first page of Google or on YouTube on the front page. I think you'd have to search for my stuff, and I'm okay with that. But hopefully someday you see a podcast or a live stream and you're like, hey, I like that guy. I think I'm going to subscribe. Because I'll tell you, I've been watching the subscriber game. You can have legit subscribers that care about your content, okay, and want to be notified of anything that comes out. I don't normally ask people to subscribe or do anything. Basically, anything that somebody tells me to do on YouTube, I don't do it. It's just the way I am. I want to do it my way. But anyway, so like, there's all these videos how to get like 1 million subscribers in the first week. It's like, we'll go on YouTube Shorts, and then you'll get all these subscribers. But those subscribers aren't watching your long form content. Like a 7-year-old boy in the Philippines that wants to watch Minecraft and see something funny I do isn't coming over to watch my real estate live stream. It's just not the same audience. And so, what do? Well, I did do a lot of shorts. I'm not going to do as many. I'll do more clips on the channel, on the new clips channel, but I'm not to have subscribers just to have subscribers isn't very helpful unless they're watching your content. Like, the views is what matters. How do I increase views? Well, as I said, you need a good thumbnail and a good title. And you don't have to put your face in the video, in the thumbnail. And I do, only because, like, this, look at this face. Like you don't see this very often. This is a face for radio. To be honest. It's okay. It's okay. But I don't know. The whole thing is, I often go back to overhearing a Wendy's employment interview when I was trying to have a cheeseburger, and the manager is talking to this woman, this applicant. And he's like, "What do you want to be in the next 5 years?" And this is a woman that needed to take the bus to get to the job interview. She's pretty down on her luck. She's applied to a Wendy's, and now she's got this guy here asking her where she sees herself in 5 years. Well, how do you answer that question? How do you answer that question? If you're Wendy's applicant, I see myself working at a Wendy's? Is that the answer the employer wants? I don't even know how I see myself as the manager of a Wendy's. Like, I get setting goals and stuff, but I don't understand that one. Like, under what circumstances do you say I see myself working at Wendy's in 5 years or 10? And look, I saw a guy in St. Louis. We had Lion's Choice. I seen it. The guy's worked there for like 25 years, and good for him. I don't get me wrong, but the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years, from a Wendy's manager to an applicant? That dude's not even going to be there in 5 years. Like, he's going to go somewhere else. Maybe Burger King. I don't know. All I know is it's a very odd question. Interviews are kind of strange, like, maybe that was one of those questions where you want someone to expound and really learn about them. Like, see if they have any serial killer tendencies that you don't want to be a part of. I don't know. I just thought it was odd. I still think it's odd. I think about it all the time. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I look at my life, and it's like the 5 years previous wasn't exactly what I was thinking. And as time goes on, like right now, like, things are going by fast. Like, really fast. I don't know why. Honestly, like, when I was a kid, I'd sit, like, say we had to go on a road trip. Oh my God. It's the worst thing you could do to me. I have no, back then the electronics were dicey. You wouldn't have had a radio. You wouldn't have had a handheld radio that would have been of any quality. You don't have any video games. You're with your mom and your dad. I didn't even have a brother or sister to hate. So, I mean, I'm in a bad spot and we're going to go somewhere. What if I have to use the bathroom? What if I need something to drink? I mean, even a trip, I honestly, Union, Missouri is where my family, some of them are from. And that was almost an hour away then. The drive, that meant an hour back. That's 2 hours in the car, which would have been a nightmare. I mean, just, you have no idea how terrible. Now I think the trip's like maybe 45 minutes. And I mean, until you get, I mean, you're almost in civilization the entire time. Almost in civilization. And I mean, just think about it. This weekend. I showed houses on Sunday, got in the car with my wife, and we drove to Hannibal, which is 2 hours away, and back, and had a wonderful meal at this the Tattooed Dog in Wentzville. And we didn't listen to the radio. We had our phones, but I had the GPS on my phone, and I was driving. I was thrilled. The day went by so fast. I mean, I had a wonderful time, and if I would have been a kid, that would have been the worst thing in the world. And it's just amazing to me how things change. Yesterday, I had probably 1,000 things on my list. I never get done with anything. It's not that I never finish anything. It's just I never get done. There's always more to do. Well, at 9 o'clock last night, I was like, look, I'm tired. I've been at this since 7. I quit. I don't want to do anymore. I'm done. But the day went by so fast. So, what is the if you say, like, how do you see yourself in 5 years? I would say now, like, I see things going even faster. And it's not because of technology. It's your body perceives time differently, my opinion. The things that you spent all the time worrying about when you were 17, 18 years old, none of it is relevant now. None of it. So anyway, yeah. So I've told you I think the YouTube stats are bizarre, and I'm almost hesitant to talk about them anymore because I worry that if I say anything negative, like, it's used against me in some back room somewhere. But I had, like, really, really good watching for me on my channel yesterday. And this morning, my watch hours were the exact same as yesterday. I mean, that's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. But my, how do I say it? My impressions were still pretty good. I don't understand the YouTube. I'm on it. I feel like if you've seen me in a live stream, if you've seen me in a podcast, hey, subscribe. It's probably even better if you just watch my stuff, but I need subscribers so that I can be monetized. You say, well, why do you want to be monetized? Well, it'd be nice to earn like 50 cents a month. And that'd be more than I make now. I mean, I'm looking at my stuff. I don't want to be negative, but I'm looking at my stuff here, okay? My rig. I got, like, my camera's probably, I know it's crazy, but my camera's probably $700. And then with all the attachments for that, it's even more. It's a Sony, I don't know what it's called, an Alpha A5 or A7 or something. I don't know, A3. I don't know. It's something Sony. It's mirrorless. I had to get a USB reader thing. That's $100. My computer, the poor thing, it was the fastest computer like a decade ago, but now it basically at night it's little fans are like, kill me. So that's no good. Feel bad about that. Microphone was expensive. I mean, all this stuff is expensive, and I have to replace it at some point. Say, well, what would happen if you replaced your computer? Well, I'm hoping that if I replace my computer, I could render stuff faster. Because honestly, it takes forever. You say, well, don't shoot stuff in 4K. Well, I understand that. I really like to look at clear video though when I'm watching YouTube. I hate shaky video and stuff like that. But you know, when you do like content creation takes a lot more time than you would think. Like even for my show, my live stream, it takes like an hour to prep. Can I get away with it sometimes less? Yeah, absolutely. But for the most part, I got an hour in it. Then afterwards, I probably got about a half hour, and I got, I never know what I'm going to do, so I have to change it all up on my descriptions and stuff like that. I have to set the next show, which I set the next show like within the hour, and I still I don't see it anywhere in YouTube. Like, I have to actively search for tomorrow's show, which is stupid, in my opinion. But yeah, if I could be monetized, I could put some more money into the channel. Like, so if I got 50 cents, I could put 25 cents in the channel. And I could take that other 25 cents and, after a couple weeks, I could buy a coffee, which I don't drink. I don't drink coffee. I could buy my wife a coffee. But I mean, something at some point should pay for itself, right? Or why are you doing it? Is there an artistic? Yeah, there's an artistic thing going on here. There's some need for me to have an outlet like this live stream. This is not. This is not as hard of work for me as you would think, in the sense that it's like I wake up energized and ready to do a live stream. It's bizarre. I never thought I would. Now, would I like more people in the chat? And when I like, yes, but we're on YouTube, not known for its live streaming. But anyway, I don't know where I see myself. Are we going to be live streaming first? I liked to blog. I blogged for maybe 2 years, maybe one. And I got on Google. I would be on the top page on some of the stuff for my brokerage. Page 1, position 1, and it was not pleasing. And once you did it once, it wasn't pleasing anymore. Yeah, I never got any responses from anybody that told me how their website was doing. Their brokerages across the United States, or agents across the United States, how their websites were doing. I really feel like that's a big lie, but I can't prove it. So, I want to see somebody, getting daily leads on their website as a real estate agent or broker now in 2022, not 1997. Well, let's not say 1997 because I remember that. Let's say like 2000. 2005. And that's the thing where going back and tying it all in is on Wendy's. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Well, the world has changed so much in 5 years. The world has changed so much in 10 years. How can I possibly predict where I'll be in 5 years? So, boy. By the way, there's books, there's internet articles and things like that. How do you answer interview questions? I don't know. I hope to never have to do an interview the rest of my life. I hope the brokerage and I can just go on down the road. I can help people sell their house. I can help people buy houses. And I never have to go work and get an interview ever again. That would suit me just fine. Wanted to go over something that I think you guys all enjoy when I do it. Let's see who is beating me in live streaming right now. It's loading. I'm going to give it a second. we're streaming and we're doing all these things, and hopefully I'm not dropping frames right now. If I am, I apologize. I am a little worried, like my title and what I'm going to do are two different things. So anyway, we got a webcam, bio lead in Bioscience Park, Ultra HD camera, live now, no one's watching. I've got them beat. We've got lo-fi hip-hop radio beats to relax and study to from Lo-Fi Girl. That's one person watching. So look, I'm doing good today. The Rizzuto show's got 890 people watching. MB Gaming target Super Chat this month. Super Chat at least 1 RM for my neh. That's 46 people watching. The Ottawa Convoy is 1,400 people watching. Audit and Assurance Conceptual Understanding Chapter 5. 44 people watching that. 5,300 people watching Drinking in the Abroad in Japan Ramen Shop with Natsuki live. They got a lot. Appearing in court right now is the girlfriend of a police officer who was, and then it just stops, and that's from Boston. It says there's 268 people watching that. SpaceX Global launch of Falcon 9. 2,400 people watching that. 13,000 people watching extreme winter coverage, storm chasers on the ground, live weather. Some Spanish channel. Free live giveaway. Free Fire Live Custom Room FF Live Diamond. They've got 36 people watching. I don't know. I feel pretty good. That one guy's got nobody watching, and another person's got one person watching, and I've got one person watching. The Monkeys, Animal JoJo. That guy's got 166 people watching monkeys walking in a dress, and I'll be honest with you, I would watch monkeys walking in a dress too. I'm good. It says Queen Jenny in beautiful new outfit and sock walk, very excited to home. And they got a picture of monkeys in dresses. I mean, I'm in. Cash flow, LT1, term 2, class 12 accountancy. 2 people watching that. I feel like if like those 2 viewers there should come watch me. By the way, I think Animals JoJo's cheating because there's another Animals JoJo video right now live. It says head and heart of hand mom, JoJo yawn, so long while mom massage too. 24 people watching that. So I really feel like, you know, we can totally catch some of these people. There's a fake live JoJo channel. That's lovely. Donnie, give me now, mom. Little Dodie lift hand to mom giving milk to himself. But this lo-fi hip-hop radio, I mean, they normally got like a couple thousand people watching. So I feel like I'm there. What's today? Wednesday morning? Wednesday morning at 9? What else you got to do? You should listen to me. You should watch me. Okay. Well, I guess we should get into some articles. Let's get into Google Trends. Now, I saw this and I want to take it in a certain way, and I want you to come with me. So here we go. 100,000 searches. Brawl breaks out at Golden Corral over alleged beef in the buffet line. Now, do you see what they did there? See what they did there? The alleged beef in the buffet line. I thought that was good. All right. Well, what's this about? It says a war of words escalated the second an unidentified customer at the Golden Corral lifted a high chair over his head and wielded it like a hatchet. Some diners scattered for safety. Others looked for other potential weapons inside the Bensalem, Pennsylvania restaurant. Some started filming the melee on their phones with added commentary that was little more than a string of fearful, slightly comedic exclamations. On Friday afternoon, about 40 customers turned what the Golden Corral owner calls a family-friendly restaurant into a WWE main event, with patrons throwing high chairs, regular chairs, and even tables at each other. In a clip posted on social media, one Golden Corral employee stepped between the warring parties in an attempt to stop the brawl. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get this one clip up. Let me go over here. So we had our own melee in the world. I don't know how this is. I don't know if I'm going to get. I don't want to get. Oh, signing to confirm my age. I'm not doing that. Anyway, we had a mortgage. We had a melee breakout in a mortgage conference, maybe last month, which was ridiculous. Anyway, here we go. Let's look at some more. So it says, all I'm going to say is that we're a family-friendly restaurant, and this was a very unfortunate incident. Yes, it was. He said none of his employees were injured, and his restaurant sustained only minor damage. After it was closed Friday following the brawl, and again on Saturday because of the weekend snowstorm, Golden Corral reopened on Sunday as usual. It says the owner says he has heard a number of theories on what started the melee, but he wouldn't comment on the causes until after the police wrap up their investigation, which I think is interesting. Like, do you know what caused the brawl? No, I'm not saying anything until the police wrap up their investigation. It says William McVeigh, Director of Public Safety for the Bensalem Police Department, said officers are still investigating the incident. We're very thankful that no one sustained any life-threatening injuries or serious injury. All that we're aware of is minor superficial injuries such as a swollen eye or cut nose. Police say they have not yet decided whether charges will be filed in connection with the fight. Well, what the hell? What the hell's going on? It says one local report said that the brawl broke out after the restaurant location ran out of steak, but a spokesman for the chain said that is false. The restaurant, known for its buffet, never ran out of meat. The spokesman couldn't confirm another report, which quoted a patron who said the fight started after he received his steak before the customer in front of him in line. I'm literally covering a brawl in a Golden Corral in Pennsylvania that was closed because it was snowing for one day. Guy says, I had a rare steak, which is a lot faster to cook than a well-done steak. That's why I got my steak first. I grab a chair to defend myself, and sooner or later that was it. Punches were getting thrown, chairs were getting thrown. We're punching people over getting steak first. Rios told the TV station that he thought masks contributed to the brawl. With COVID right now, masks and everything, nobody can hear nobody sometimes. So COVID is not only killing people, which is bad, infecting them, making them sick, that's causing brawls in Golden Corrals. McVeigh, that's the guy that owns the Golden Corral, that one in Pennsylvania, said the fight escalated from a few patrons to people who were apparently connected to the argumentative diners in the steak line. He declined to comment on the cause of the fight. The brawl quickly ignited a culture war online over the merits of Golden Corral, the chain that boasts an endless buffet at more than 360 locations around the country. Now, this is something. It is something. that Roy Wood, he says some things that is hilarious. Says, as a former Golden Corral employee, trust me, that steak is good. Not sure if it's 2 years probation, aggravated assault with kids' high chair good. Golden Corral is a competitive mid-major no one respects because they're in a weak conference with Ryan's, Old Country Buffet, and Cracker Barrel. Man, and look, he posted his name. You know, he posted his name tag and stuff. I don't know what to make of this. Like, okay, I'm going to take a stab at it. Okay, so here we go. Did brawls at Golden Corral exist before we had cell phones? Well, you would have had to have some sort of camera crew there. And at one time, I think you could have ordered off of a menu at Golden Corral. I think in the mid-90s, 2000s, when I graduated college, that was the last time I went to a Golden Corral. So we're on 20 years since I've been to Golden Corral, and I'm not going back. I mean, I'm sure it's good. It's just not my thing. I'm not a big buffet guy. I don't know what to make of this. So part of me worries that we look down on others, right? Especially if we're living on a hillside, because it's easier. But that was a real estate joke. And I say it all the time when I'm out showing houses. Just prepare. If we're going to go out and look at houses, just get ready for me to say, yeah, and this house is on high ground so you can look down on others. Anyway, so I think the thought is that people aren't that go to Golden Corral are like lessers, right? I think that's the thought. This is what I'm reading into it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe me. There's no one lessers, okay, in the way I think. But anyway, so then what's better than making fun of them for going to Golden Corral? Well, for brawling at Golden Corral, that's more funny by one step than their lessers at Golden Corral. So is that, so if it were at a Walmart, would we make fun of it? Yes. Now, if it was at a Target, what is our social perception of Target versus Walmart? And like, there's all these perverse incentives now. Like, I mean, I don't know that they've ever really gone away, but now Golden Corral is literally getting more free advertising this weekend than they've ever gotten. I mean, it's through the roof. People are searching Golden Corral, okay, because of a brawl, but they, in the back of their minds, are like, hey, you know what? I'd like to see that endless buffet. I mean, I'd like to see what that's all about. I'll tell you, my thing on the buffet is I don't like to get up after I've started eating. It's just one of my things. I have these rules. I don't like to stand when I'm eating either. I find that to be annoying. I don't like to, but that's just me, and I am who I am, I guess, at this point. But anyway, so we can look at it like that. I think we want to put out this narrative of like all people are, savages, and that you would never be in that situation. But you know what? Somebody comes at, if you're at a restaurant, any restaurant, okay, and someone's coming at you with a high chair, you've only got two options, really. You either run away and look kind of silly, or you stand up for yourself, and you may look kind of silly, but it's better than running away. And you say, well, that's where I've gotten to. So there's this social contract. Okay. There's this thing that everyone should know that says, hey, we don't brawl in restaurants. right? Like, it's just because it makes us look stupid, and then people film it, so now it won't ever go away. But what's what's funny to me is that social contract exists only in your mind. Okay, somebody else, they don't think that way. They think it's perfectly normal to attack you for getting your steak before someone else did. I mean, just wild stuff. Just wild stuff. So, just they to me, this is the same thing as when you have when you used to have a Black Friday sale. All these people are like trampling over people to get like a TV for $100 at the time. That was really cheap. Now, like TVs have just fallen off a cliff. It's really weird. Can't get a graphics card, but I can get a television for cheap. I don't understand it. Anyway, let's look at some real estate. Now, I want to confess to you that I took my children to New Orleans this summer so that they could see the grand old city. And I'll tell you, it was one of the biggest disappointments ever in my life. They had not only, you couldn't go to any of the restaurants, you had to show a Vax card, you had to show previous PC tests, all this crap that has nothing to do with the restaurant. And so basically we were locked out of everything because we were tourists. We didn't have all that stuff with us. And we were coming over we were in Alabama, so we were just coming over to visit, just to see it. It was hot that day, unbelievably hot, humid, miserable. The kids and I were constantly being harassed by the homeless, and they smelled, and they're homeless. It was a dump. And for those of you who, love New Orleans, good. I'm not ripping. I'm sure it's a great place. It just wasn't a great place when we were there. That's where I'm at. I mean, nothing about it was enjoyable. Nothing, not one thing. I was looking forward to having this, like that one thing, a baguette or benet or whatever. I wanted one of those. I couldn't get one because I couldn't go in any of the restaurants. And I hear about how the food is great there. Well, if you can't go in the restaurant, it's not so great. Okay. And so, pretty much, when other people say they love Louisiana, good for them. New Orleans in particular, good for them. I went. I don't think I'm ever going back. But let's look at some real estate there, eh? Because I do like the architecture. And it was beautiful architecture in spots. It's a lot of deferred maintenance, though. Let's look at this. $5.2 million, 70118. 70115, 70130. I like it. I like the way it looks. It's empty. Let's take a look. 7 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 9,300 square feet. Built in 1914, 298 days on the market, 3-car garage. Property history, not looking real positive. Listed starting 2020. Not good. What we got for property details? Rare opportunity to live on the most prestigious private street New Orleans has to offer. Magnificent mansion originally designed by Emil Wheel has been restored with new ceramic roof, copper gutters, and fresh paint. The Renaissance Revival facade features a stately porch with double beveled glass doors. Original architectural details include grand staircase, pocket doors, stained glass, marble mantles, intricate millwork, bold details. Kitchens and baths ready to be completed. Park-like grounds with a pool. A pool in New Orleans would be nice. 26 pictures for a $5 million home. Why are we doing this? Why did we do this picture here? Here's the picture. Great. Now we got this. I got nothing. Now I'm coming back outside. Now I'm back inside. Oh, there's the door. So this was the view from the door. It should have been picture number 3. Looks quite empty. Looks quite plain. I don't even understand. They said like it newly remodeled, and I wanted to say newly renovated, and then I thought remodel, and so it came newly remodelated. I made up a word. So on this house here, okay, it's empty. Is this virtual staging? You got a $5.2 million house. Are we doing virtual staging? I'm thinking I am. Because there's nothing to look at here. This is not exciting or interesting. And for $5.2 million, I need more. I mean, this doesn't do me any good. No criticism to the listing agent. I'm just asking. Just asking. Here we go. We got another house. Let's look here. We got Later in Bloom, Eleanor Farmworth. Later in Bloom, Eleanor Farmworth. Later in Bloom, Eleanor Farmworth. So they're doing pretty well. We got a Remax. But of the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of the 6 listings, 4 of them are Later in Bloom. Or Ladder in Bloom, or I don't know what it is, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way. I hit the wrong button. I apologize. So this is a kind of cool looking house. 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 8,700 square feet. Been on the market 46 days. Built in 1888. Magnificently restored Victorian mansion once owned by Anne Rice. I don't know who that is. Grand Center Hall with original 1880 stained glass windows and mahogany and cypress staircase. Formal entertaining rooms with elaborate moldings, mantels, medallions, and stunning chandeliers. Dream gourmet kitchen with wet bar to open to a breathtaking entertainment and dining area. 5 bedrooms with a huge master suite. Exceptional marble bath. Room of closets. I don't know if that's what that is. RM of closets. Elevator. Love elevators. 8 HVAC systems. Fenced, manicured grounds with marble patio and covered entertaining space, 4-car garage. Been listed since 2010. I don't know what to make of this. It's basically an empty house. It's been sitting empty for a decade. And so this is like kind of where I'm at in my head is, if a house hasn't sold in a decade, maybe there's something wrong with the house, like with the price. This was an interesting look. You got a fireplace in the garage. Does it even get cold in New Orleans? It was hot when we were down there. Miserable. All right. I don't know what to say to that. The house has been for sale for a long time. Let's look at this house. $4.5 million. 6 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. 11,455 square feet. It looks cool. 55 days on the market, built in 1855. Ornate and iconic 1850s Lonsdale Italianate mansion seeks a preservation-minded steward for its next century of service to the historic landscape of New Orleans. When it says preservation-minded steward, to me that means that there probably needs some work. Original architecture is painstakingly salvaged by professionals. Pool and home are in pre-construction status. Home will convey with architect's plans for a full restoration to a grand home overlooking oak-lined Prytania Street and its own regal triple lot in newly landscaped grounds. Garçonniere Studio is ready for immediate occupancy. I don't know what that means. So for $4.5 million, you get the opportunity to remodel a home. Yay. Yay. Ugh. Ugh. Sold in 2020 though. So someone bought it 2020, now it's 2022. They were doing some work on it and they just ran out of money or time or both. Okay. Well, that's that. Let's go into some articles. Everyone likes articles. I just got rid of an email. I don't my email is a little bit out of whack this one. Not thrilled about it. Okay. So thought this article was interesting. It's by Redfin. We've talked about how Redfin's very smart and they use their research team to push their data out to the public, and therefore they get people to recognize their brand name, Redfin. I mean, I recognize it because I'm reading their research. The share of home buyers looking to relocate is near pandemic peak. I thought this was interesting. So just by the headline, what are they saying? Are they saying that people are looking to relocate now? It's, February. And it's at the same number that it was during the peak of the pandemic, which was, I don't know when that was. Last year, maybe? Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out what to make of it. Like, why? So let's take a look. It says nearly 1/3 of Redfin.com users look to move away from their hometown in the fourth quarter, close to a record high set in the first quarter. Popular destinations include Miami and Phoenix. Now, we've talked about this. I've always said that it's America's pastime to look at home listings. I love to look at home listings. As you know, we just looked at 3 home listings in New Orleans, Louisiana this morning. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. It's what I like to do. It's what I like to do. It's like what other people like to do. I live in St. Louis, and I just looked at homes in Louisiana, New Orleans. Am I going to move to New Orleans? Never. 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 Would I move to Miami? No, I wouldn't. Would I move to Florida? If things get bad, bad, maybe. It says nationwide, 31% of Redfin users looked to move to a different metro in the fourth quarter of 2021. Near the record high of 31.5 set in the first quarter, the share is up significantly from pre-pandemic levels, with 26.3% of Redfin users looking to relocate in the fourth quarter of 2019. Well, why? Why are we, is this generational? What are we doing here? What is causing us to want to leave states? Is it their politics? I'm just asking. I don't know. Homebuyer interest in relocating to a new part of the country rose with the onset of the pandemic and has remained elevated for nearly 2 years. It's partly due to the low mortgage rates and partly the surge in remote work that's allowing Americans to choose where they live based on things like affordability and weather rather than proximity to an office. And yes, ironically, I am in a spot where I can't move because my business is in St. Louis. I certainly recognize the idea of working from home. I chose being a real estate agent and then broker for the ability to have some freedom in my days, to not be chained to an office. Okay. But never would I have imagined that the world would change in such a way that you could do all of your work from wherever you wanted to in any part of the United States. And have, like, had I been involved with this new reality and gotten lucky here and there, you would not see me in St. Louis County. I would be gone. But I'd probably still be in Missouri. I just wouldn't be here. I don't. Someday maybe I'll be out of here, but we'll see. It says the latest migration analysis based on a sample of 2 million redfin.com users. I don't care about that. But let's try and get into it. It says to be included in this data set, a Redfin user must have viewed at least 10 homes in a particular metro area, and homes in that area must have made up at least 80% of the user's searches. I've seen a huge amount of people coming from the Bay Area, some to live permanently, and some looking for investment properties. So that's in California. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is an agent in Sacramento, one of the most popular migration destinations in the U.S. Now, we've seen that. We've seen that in the numbers. We've read that before. Buyers are trying to hit their hands on a home before interest rates go up even more. Remote workers coming in the Bay Area all have the same dream: to find a bigger home for half as much and with a much more comfortable lifestyle and more money in their pockets. For a lot of them, the dream is becoming a reality, but at the same time, many locals are getting priced out of the market. There is that problem. Once you take all these people and they go and find affordable things, it becomes less affordable for everyone. It's not wrong. It's not wrong to want things, though. It says home buyers are flocking to relatively affordable areas, including Miami, Phoenix, and Las Vegas. It says Miami, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Sacramento, and Tampa. 2 places in Florida were the most popular migration destinations of all the major U.S. metros in the fourth quarter. Popularity is determined by net inflow, a measure of how many more Redfin.com home searches looked to move into a metro than leave. So that's like they're in St. Louis, they want to go to Tampa. It says homebuyers tend to move from expensive areas to more affordable places. New York was the #1 origin for people moving to Miami, while Los Angeles was the top origin for people to move to both Phoenix and Las Vegas. And why would that be? Why would that be? Why would New York? They say that's because of the price. Okay. It says people are living big, expensive cities. San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Washington, D.C., and Seattle are the top metros homebuyers look to leave in the fourth quarter. Many, and why is that? Major metropolitan job centers, especially expensive ones, tend to top the list of places Redfin.com users are looking to leave. And this quarter is no exception. But as remote work becomes more solidified for many workers, even more people are leaving San Francisco, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and Seattle than a year ago. Well, what happened in those places in the last couple of years? This was a sad one here, Denver. I love Denver. But here, like, this is kind of interesting. So when they leave San Francisco, they go to Sacramento or they go to Seattle. When they leave Los Angeles, they go to San Diego or they go to Phoenix. When they leave Denver, they go to Chicago. When they leave Minneapolis, they go to Chicago. So you can't really say that, I mean, the politics in Chicago is, it is what it is. Just checking my chat, just make sure that we don't have somebody that came on late. Should I cut it there or should we go longer? Let's do this. This is a dangerous move on my part. I've got articles from the same company and right next to each other, and I don't want to do that for tomorrow. So we're going to go no to the Redfin article. We're going to be done with that one. And I wanted to go to this one. It says 5 tips to jumpstart sales in 2022. I'm a real estate broker. I'm always worried about my next sale. As time goes on and I don't have a sale, I get more and more nervous. I get more and more upset. 5 tips to jumpstart sales in 2022. I'll read articles like this every day of the week. As real estate agents, I suspect many of you are doing the same thing. We're all looking for that something to jumpstart our business. Now, if you're one of those people that have got a great book of business, well, congratulations. You're probably not reading this article. You're probably laughing at those of us who are, which is funny because I'll do the same. I'm laughing at myself too. Okay, don't get me wrong. But let's see what I'm doing wrong. It says it's a new year and time to ramp up. Some agents completed their business plans a month ago and are already focused on having a profitable year. However, it's never too late to develop a plan to keep you on track. If you fell short of your goals last year, here are 5 strategies to help you reach your goals in 2022. John, did you reach your goals? No, I had a terrible year. It was terrible. 2021 was the worst year I've had in real estate by far. And I've told you why. I have sellers that can't buy anything, can't afford to buy anything, so they're stuck in their house. Then I have buyers that don't want to pay a whole bunch of money extra over asking for their house, their new house. So they're just stuck. It's frozen. I'm not going to tell people it's a great idea to spend a bunch of money on a house. And I'm not going to tell people that they should move out of their house first and then try to find something. So I'm stuck in this spot. Anyway, let's find out. It says think strategy first. Oh, interesting. The key to successful execution of any plan is to have a strong enough reason to stay focused to get it done. Consider where you see your business in 6 months, 1 year, and 3 to 5 years. We talked about this. With both short and long-term vision, you can develop the steps to get you there. Yeah. Okay, big dreams need a plan. Dreams are great, but identifying where you need help is a critical component to transforming those dreams into dollars. A SWOT analysis helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses. No one is great as everything, so figure out what your strengths are and delegate or outsource those tasks that cause stress and take you away from dollar productive activities. Yes. It's always easier to give people advice when you're not in the situation. Like, who am I going to delegate this stuff to? I already do everything. Block out your calendar. What gets on your schedule is more likely to get done, so focus your attention on time logging. From 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Monday through Monday, I'm going to be live streaming. Entrepreneurs worldwide all suffer from similar malady, staying focused. No. Top performers know that their simple habits, when executed, produce daily massive results. Track your activities every day for a week to identify where you're spending time on activities that don't produce revenue. Next, schedule 1 hour prospecting daily and block out time to work on your business instead of just in your business. Be aware of the time wasters and create life-enriching habits that design the life you envision. Systems equal success. Yeah. Get an accountability partner or coach. Well, wait a minute. Why should I do that? It says top performers know they can't always see their deficiencies, so they work with a coach to identify their weaknesses and learn to focus on dollar-producing activities. A good coach will help advance skills like negotiation, time management, communication, and creating online market differentiation. Well, who wrote this article? This woman is a communication engagement specialist, author, TED Talk speaker, consultant, master coach with Workman Success Systems. She is also of 5 books and the founder of Women's Wisdom Network on Facebook. Wow. She is accomplished. So I'm just not doing it right, apparently, according to her. Not one piece of concrete advice. Really. I mean, could you be more general? Block off time for dollar-producing activities. Well, what's a dollar-producing activity? I know one coach said, hey, have you talked to your gardener lately? That's a person that might need your business. Your gardener. Well, I don't have a gardener. Now what do I do? What about your baker? Really have a baker? Well, that's your problem. You need more people. You need more people in your life so that you can tell them that you need to buy a house from you. Okay. All right. So I'm glad we got through that article. I wasn't really looking forward to doing it any other time. So now it's done and we can throw it out. What did we learn today? I don't know. The houses in Louisiana are beautiful. New Orleans. We learned I'm not moving there. We talked about Wendy's. I'm going to go ahead and probably clip that for the clip channel. What else did we talk about? See, I mean, it just goes so fast. Time goes fast. That's what we talked about. People are looking to leave places. Not going to be new, but the amount of people is new. But yeah, that's it. That's what we learned. I am going to go and do a bunch of stuff online and see where that takes me. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching. And if you do tend to watch later,